to unmute me?
Yep, we are unmuted now. Let's
Alright,
start.
let's start. It's too early on a Saturday morning. All right. Hi, welcome to the Northern Nest Podcast. We are Two Sisters in Fiber coming to you from officially Winnipeg, though we're still not in the same physical location.
Because Jocelyn's really busy today.
Jocelyn came home early for a fairly big convention here in the city on the weekend, so I am off volunteering at that. So I'm head of registration for a board gaming convention that happens in November, and we opened up pre-reg this weekend. So I had to be home this weekend because we are literally using brand new software. As
Oof.
of yesterday, it went live. So I actually literally need to be in the city to answer questions in case something goes wrong.
Nothing at all will go wrong. It'll be perfect and
Perfectly
great and
fine, right?
magical.
Yeah, it's brand new tech. What could possibly go sideways?
Absolutely nothing. It'll be great.
All right.
Perfect.
So if it's your first time tuning in, I'm Jocelyn. My co-host is,
Diana.
and we apologize because we're both undercaffeinated, underslept, and it's first thing on a Saturday morning. But we are technically a knitting podcast.
I didn't write any show notes today. We're winging it, and I don't know what we're covering.
Oh, I
But
think I
it's
can
going to
do
be
this.
succinct because Jocelyn has to get places.
We'll be covering what's in our cup, cool threads, fully workings, fiber flubs if Diana's got them,
I have some yarn on the go as well.
some yarn on the go. We have some prizing to do today because we had a contest wrap up,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've got events, and we're done.
All sorts of things.
All
All right.
sorts of things.
Well, let's get into this thing because I don't remember what time you said you had to leave, and I think we're starting late.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no, I'm already behind schedule, and it's not even noon, so it's fine.
All right.
I thought I had to bus, and it was a hard deadline. My uncle, who's not an uncle, that kind of family friend.
Yeah.
He's free this morning, so he's just gonna swing by and pick me up.
Oh,
So
sweet.
my hard deadline's a little softer.
Excellent. That makes things a little less stressful.
Oh, yeah, oh, I appreciate it. If you hear walking overhead, the puppies are just getting up for the day. And at 95 pounds, you make a lot of noise on the floor. Shall we start with what's in our cup?
Yeah.
What is your early morning caffeination this morning?
My early morning caffeination in this lovely Northern Hits podcast mug that two of our listeners / viewers are going to be getting.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. When I was doing the tea tasting a week or two ago, we restocked our Canadian breakfast tea. So that's what I'm drinking.
Ooh,
So it's
that is
a
a really,
it's a
really nice
standard
tea.
it's like your standard black boring breakfast tea, but it's got maple flavor because Canada.
Canada. I was actually watching that historic moment on YouTube yesterday. How thankful are you to me that I went and found that YouTube clip for the vinaigrette that I was talking about the week before? I realized you had a hot clue what I was talking about. But if you watched or listened to last week's episode and you check out the show notes, there is a link to the Logger. What is it officially called?
I can't help you. I don't know.
Logger Waltz. It's incredibly Canadian. Like I was talking to a girlfriend of mine when we were driving down to the
Oh,
pond
log
yesterday.
driver's waltz?
Log Driver's Waltz. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, if you
Pulled
know what
that
it
out of
is,
I don't
kudos
know where.
to you. It's stuck in my head and has been all week. So in my there is always time for tea mug, which I now do in that Doctor Who inspired doctor that Ben made us watch. It's like East Coast Doctor, East Coast North Country Doctor. It's a Magic the Gathering thing. Anyway,
Okay.
one little skit he pretends to be Doctor Who, like the Doctor Who,
Okay.
except he does it wrong, which is the part of the skit. But he always goes, "There's always time for tea." Now it's stuck in my head. Thanks, I appreciate it.
There is always
I'm
time for
drinking.
tea.
There is. I'm drinking some orange cinnamon spice tea from Twinings today because there's a Starbucks at the bottom of the Radisson. So I'll be getting coffee in about an hour or so.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a super segue. I'm the one who's gonna be holding this up. One of the coffee baristas who saw me every freaking shift he had while I was in Saskatoon literally drove down Friday morning with his dad to Winnipeg. Saw me in the Starbucks at the bottom of the Radisson.
What?
For the convention.
What?
The world just shrank a whole bunch.
What? How? What is he doing here?
Well, he's got friends out here and he's got family out here, so he comes out and visits. So we were chatting, so he knew I was from Winnipeg and stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I come down in the summer and I go to Folk Fest, and do as you do when you go to festivals and stuff." And I'm like, "Sweet, like I've been to Folk Fest." So we're sitting and chatting, and then he saw me on Friday. I was sitting and talking with one of the board heads for the committee, and or for the convention I participate in officially, and I was laughing because he's like, "Oh hey," and I'm like, "He's like the world just shrunk." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I literally last saw him Tuesday morning while I was getting coffee for the last time in Saskatoon. And Friday I see him again in my city.
That's crazy.
He had only stopped in because they had a bit more driving to go because they were going outside of town for visiting with family, and his dad wanted an Americano. And his dad knew that there was a Starbucks in the Radisson, and obviously as a Starbucks person, like, I'm sure he gets a staff discount, so it would make sense to go there, right?
Hmm.
What are the odds that we randomly went early, randomly decided to sit in the Starbucks down in the lobby area rather than going upstairs to the room and stuff, and he wanders in at that exact same span of a 2-hour window to get coffee.
That's crazy.
Or yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
And that's not actually abnormal for my life. So there you go. Or
Wow.
the person I'm with, we're both really bad. Cannot take us anywhere. So I will be hitting up the Starbucks later today. But for my first cup of liquid out of bed in the morning is definitely the orange cinnamon spice, which is really nice. Not one of
Hmm.
my fancy holiday teas, but that's fine. I'm running on a crunch. Cool threads, my dear. Did you wear anything this week?
I wore, because it was so cold and rainy yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I wore a wool sweater that is not a hand knit,
That's
but
fine.
is really nice and warm. And I also wore my wool socks, which are not the purple ones that I finished in March because I still haven't woven in the ends,
Yeah.
but my blue stripy ones, and I will not show those off because they were on my feet inside shoes all day yesterday, and I don't really want to touch them nor show them on camera.
Which is fair. I mean, I also got reminded this week that we are technically an audio podcast as well. We probably should also use descriptors. Oops.
Right.
I'm just as bad for it, so it's totally fine. All right. Well, oh my gosh. When we get to Woolly Workings, you're going to have to start, even though I have more things because I've got something off camera I need to go get. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
For cool threads this week, I wore my coffee shop shawl yesterday to the convention because it was cool and rainy here in the city. And a woolen cardigan that I did not make that was store bought. On my flight home, I wore my prairie sky shawl because it was light and fluffy and purpley and tasseled, so I had to. And then I Thursday I wore my Freya shawl with
Oh,
a light
wearing
cardigan
all the
to
shawls. My
my
goodness, I
comfort.
need a shawl collection.
My shawl collection is growing extensively, so I feel like I should wear these things. So I did that. I mean, I also prefer to go out in the mornings when it's cooler, so it's a bit easier. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll be wearing a lot this weekend because it's supposed to get warm for the rest of the weekend. So
Yeah.
that,
All right.
but that's it for my cool threads. Pretty
Oh,
quick.
and for people that would like to see all of these projects, I do link all the things that we talk about in this section in the show notes to our actual projects. So if
Yeah, by the time this
somebody
post.
keeps their projects updated, you
Oh my
can.
god, I'm so bad. Talk, I'm off camera.
If somebody would keep their project pages updated, you could see all the stuff that we're wearing, even though we don't actually have it handy to show off.
You know what? Listen,
What?
ma'am. Listen, ma'am. When you make as much stuff as I do, it's a thing, okay?
We
All
need
right.
to schedule that photo shoot in my nice atrium at work with the white tables and all that natural light. Yeah, we're gonna do a
Super.
photo shoot.
You pick the weekend. You're busier on weekends than I am.
Fair. We'll figure it out. All
All
right, so
right.
I
So
think
I
you
found
have a
something
finished
in
object? Is that a finished
I
object?
do. I have a finished object, so let's jump into Woolly Workings.
Oh, you're super showing me up. That was the thing that was just a large square last time.
This is the thing that was just a large square last time. So it is technically called a granny square cocoon cardigan. So it makes the cocoon cardigan. I think everybody knows what that is. My ends are not woven in, you guys. But I finished making it.
That looks so good.
It doesn't look like too terribly much. So I used Bernat Aran Tweed from their premium Aran Tweed or Tweed line for the body of the cardigan, which is, I kid you not, a 41-inch on each side diameter granny square, which is like 30 plus some odd rows of granny square. It
My
just
goodness.
flies because you could literally watch an in-depth television show or indie movie flick and still make this because you can just literally don't have to look at it and just go for miles. So I put it together and then I put in the red, I think it's a wine color from Red Heart Fashion Soft. I did the contrasting collar and sleeve cuffs.
That looks so good.
The trick with the sleeve cuffs is the contrasting colors is weighted at a 3, whereas the body of the cardigan's weighted at a 4. So I had to hold 2 strands of the red together to make it as thick as I needed it to be to work for the cardigan, but I really wanted this color. So it's a really nice deep wine red, and it just bounces so nice off this neutral cardigan.
Looks so
Which
good. It
looks
has
nice
this.
and
It
fits really well.
has this nice Canadianness to it, but not like in your face Canadian colors.
It's because that Aran white, like the Aran's like an off-white kind of taupey white. It's a very, very like creamy beige. It's coffee that's been over creamed, is what it is. But yeah, with the darker red, it's not quite red white Canadiana, but we're getting there.
Oh, it looks really good.
Yeah. So yeah, that was if we were keeping track, that's 4 weeks, 5 finished objects.
My goodness.
I cannot keep this pace, you guys.
Man, you're showing me up. Okay, well, I have just finished half a round on a sock, so if you give me a second, I will stuff it onto a sock blocker and show it off.
Sweet. Other than that, I just have 2 projects to show. So, but I'm officially home, so that's about to change quickly. My phone is buzzing like a madman with con stuff. I'm gonna shove that under my legs.
Ugh.
You guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this sock blocker is bigger than my foot because I tried this on the other day and I actually am at the heel point. Well, there we go. Okay, so this is my April-May 1st sock. It is purple and stripy and has some speckly stripy bits that make it sort of look like I'm doing some fancy Fair Isle, but I'm not really. It's all the yarn, and this seems to perplex everybody at work, and it amuses me greatly that people don't seem to understand that it's the yarn and not me, so they just think I'm amazing. So, okay, if you think I'm amazing, I'm not going to change this.
Take the compliment and run with it.
Yeah. So this is, if I hold this way, online super sock. I'm going to attempt to translate this from German into English. Super sock 4-ply in their forest color line, which is colorway 1908.
All right.
And it's taken me probably 4 pairs of socks out of the online super sock yarn to learn how to translate that. So I'm rather pleased with myself. So yeah, it's coming along. I was going to do these the same as my last ones, and then Jocelyn was giving me crap for it.
You already know how to make socks. You should be learning different types of things for socks.
So I decided instead that instead of doing the fish lips kiss heel, which is what I have been doing, I'm just going to knit a tube sock, and then I'm going to do a cut-in afterthought heel.
Which will be new.
Yeah. So, and for your viewing pleasure, I was hoping to be at that point today, but it didn't happen. But for your viewing pleasure, I will save the cutting for the podcast. I will have it all prepped and ready to go, but I will do the cutting live on the podcast.
Audio listeners can't see my face. I'm so excited.
Audio listeners will have all of my stress noises, all of the.
It's gonna be great, guys. Awesome. No, Paul, and I mean, it sounds like I'm bullying you into trying new things, but you said you wanted to try new things.
I did say that, yes. Crash
I'm just
bang.
making you stick to your word.
Oh, I was having a thought related to. Oh God, I'm stuck on a thing. I was having a thought.
I believe you.
Relating to your cardigan.
Yeah.
That it looks really good, and I want to make one too. So maybe out of something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up using. I was about a third of the way into my third 7-ounce ball. And that was pretty much to pattern size. So like if I do it again, I'll make it a bit bigger. But yeah, you really need less than 20 some odd ounces. You really need more than 14 ounces.
More than 14 ounces? Okay. For reference, I'm holding up a Karen Big Cake in the colorway Pistachio Macaron, which is like a mustardy yellow and a dark blue, a light blue, and a gray.
Oh, it's one of the ones that Mom bought.
Yeah.
Your fiance's mom. Yeah.
Yes. I also have this other one that is in the colorway Blue Macaron, which is actually a lot of the same colors, but it also includes a slightly lighter gray. Oh, I could hold this up so that people can actually see. A lot of the same colors, but minus the mustardy greeny yellow.
Well, that's what, 200 grams?
They are 300 grams, I believe. Yep, 300 grams, which is 10.5 ounces. So I'm pretty sure I can make that work, at least between the two of those.
Yeah, well, that or do a wider collar. Well, I'll show you when you see the cardigan in person. So we'll see how we can sort of fiddle with it a little. Like we'll put this one on you, and see where we can adjust the pattern to make it work at that yardage. Meterage Stash Dash starts on Friday, this coming Friday or something. So meterage.
Oh, does it? Oh, I should plan for that or like officially enter or something.
All right, well, you were talking about your socks. I'm going to talk about my socks.
Yeah.
I'm making a pair of toe-up vanilla socks because I'm still learning how to make socks out of the Rainbow Connection colorway from Daria at Cloud9 Fiberworks. So it is this wonderful white skein with bright, beautiful color, pops of color in yellow and red and blue. And you guys, I'm about 1.5 inches away from my heels.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have had a bit of a different gauge since I switched over the needles to my new ChiaoGoo lace ones. I don't care. I'm not going back to the old needles. I did not enjoy knitting on them. But fine. These are still learning socks, so I don't care.
So it's fine. It's all fine.
Yesterday while I was resting and wandering around the con, before the con, during the con, there's actually a knitting group that meets up at the con.
Oh goodness!
So I got a lot of sock progress done. It currently lives and travels in my Erin Lane bag.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that mine's a dragon fiber bag in my socks. Okay, sorry, I'll stop interrupting now.
Fine, I interrupt you all the time. I deal with it. I only have one other thing, which is an accidental frogging.
Ooh, an accidental frogging. I have also one more thing.
Cool, your turn.
Okay, let me put down that sock. I have moved into my other dragon fiber bags, the fancy teacup bag that I love.
Yep.
I moved my wedding shawl over there.
Ooh, nice. Did I look down at my phone? Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Clack, clack, clack. So many stitch markers. Oh, there's like 14 stitch markers on here. Oh. Okay, so we're holding that up. Not a huge amount of progress from last week because I've been really busy this week. But we're going out to the lake. So I am going to hide from the small humans that think I'm the best adult ever for reasons unknown to me and get some work done on this. So this is the Even Star Shawl by Susan Pandorf. And I'm doing it out of... Oh, actually, I've been just guessing and you know what? You know what's stuffed right in the middle of the ball, right there?
Ball band?
Yeah, because Dana's smart like that. Ms. D of...
The Funky Kitchen.
Yeah. Also of our knit group, wonderfully wound all my lace yarn for me one day at Knit Club, and it was wonderful. And thank you. So this is apparently Forever Yarn. Yarn that never
Forever yarn.
quits. It is 1,430 meters of 100% lamb's wool lace weight, or
Sweet.
184 grams. So there, now I know what it is, and I can update my project notes, because apparently for some reason, despite looking at this ball basically every day, it never occurred to me that, hey, that thing in the middle of the ball is the ball band, and I should maybe look at that for further details about the yarn.
I do it all the time. Don't feel bad about it. All the time, you
Oh,
guys.
and the stitch markers.
Yeah.
We got at the last year's Manitoba Fiber Festival. There are these little pearlescent rings with a shiny bead and either a purple bead or a pink bead. I kind of got 2 sets because I needed that many.
They're eyeballs.
Well, they're eyeballs now that people keep pointing it out. But we got these at the Dye for You booth at the Fiber Festival last year.
Yeah. Which was awesome. It was a good booth.
And there's also from Miss D, there's this cute little elephant stitch marker, which I use to mark the beginning of my row so that I don't forget.
She made us markers for Christmas. It was so sweet.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this, and I'm not going to show the whole chart. I just want to show you what's like coming up. Like there's
what?
Yeah, there's like all of these swirlies. I don't want to give away more of the chart, but like there's all these swirlies and things, and it looks insane.
You guys, I want to make one of those. I must be out of my mind.
You are. I'm just gonna tell you right now, you are. I'm also out of my mind. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea.
Yep. Right.
I'm crazy. We're certifiably insane.
Oh God, that's gonna hurt. All right. On my airplane flight home, I had 2 projects in my purse, but I only have one purse collapsible, like sock sack sort of idea. Like the bags I'm making, you can shove into purses and backpacks, and they're super, I don't want to say flimsy, I want to say flexible. So they compact really well, because not everybody can wander around with a bag of knitting solely dedicated to knitting projects. I can't. I'd be carrying way too much stuff if I did that. So I just had my it's by Fleece Artists. Last year they did the National Parks colorway, and I have one of the ones in Ontario. So it's a skein of greens, browns, oranges, and a gold color. I don't know why. It looks really good, but it looks really good.
It looks like fall colors, but like on one of those really sunny fall days, you get the bit of the blue sky in there too.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So, I mean, I love it. I've got 2 skeins of it, and I'm going to make the spring garden shawl with it. The only problem is if people who can see this and for people who can now hear me, is it's not currently on its needles.
That is a problem. Usually to knit things, you have to put it on a needle. Wasn't that on needles before?
Yes, it was.
Oh dear, is this a segue into fiber flubs?
It wasn't so much a flub as I should have been paying attention. So it isn't the fiber's fault. It isn't really my fault. I forgot to put it in a Ziploc bag and then in my purse. I just put it in my purse. So in the process of flying and getting on a plane, off a plane, getting luggage, buying food when you get off the plane because I can't eat before I fly, and getting home, it had fallen off the needle. So I get to start it all over again, which I'm going to do today while I'm at con. It is going to travel and live in my dragon fiber bags in my cool menu coffee latte cappuccino bag, which I got for my birthday, which fits in my backpack but consumes so much of my backpack.
The sacrifices we make for our projects.
Which is for me today food. When I got home, if we want to segue into some yarn on the go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got I had a present waiting for me when I got home. I had won a contest before I left. The dyers had gotten a hold of me to mail me my prize yarn. So I had won from Knitting Wolf Luxury Yarns 3 skeins of yarn. I'd entered the contest to win. This is Justin's prize yarn.
It's so
I posted
pretty.
a picture on the Instagram for everybody if they want to go check it out, and we're the Northern Knits Podcast on Instagram. They're beautiful 70-20-10 bases of MCN.
Merino
So
cashmere
that's
nylon.
yeah, yeah. And they come with such things.
Oh my gosh! They're little. What are they? Crazy stiletto heels?
They're crazy stiletto heels. Yeah,
Ah!
they're so cute. So I have no idea what I want to make with these guys, but I'm making something.
Oh, we should
So
describe the colors a little bit better.
you should. The darkest skein is definitely, and I'm awful at color description. I love the fact that they handwrite on their thingies, and it's that amazing, super loopy handwriting.
It looks really fancy.
I have the Elegance Extravaganza, which
So
I'm
it's
thinking
like a
purple? No.
grayish purplish blue, sort of an indigo.
Yeah, it's definitely into the indigo range, and it's definitely quite dark.
It's the one that you have to lock up because it might come home with me otherwise.
Yes, which tells viewers exactly what it's like. The brightest skein I have is definitely a red, pinky, orange skein.
Oh, it's amazing. That looks like it's glowing on camera.
It's glowing in person too, so it's got that sort of
It's like
fiery.
yes.
Yeah, it's got that anime fire kind of feel to it. This one's called Sasha Dragwolf. I'm guessing, you guys.
Sounds good.
But yeah, no, it's definitely got that orangey fire campsite kind of look and feel to it, which are super Jocelyn colors. So, and then the last one is the Violet Dragwolf. So, I mean, that gives you an idea as to what color range we're working in here.
Sort of bluey greens, but down into purples and up into yellows, just about.
Yep, pretty much.
Sort of a sea-like color, maybe.
I would say into the blue range, that bluey kind of green sea color could definitely be used. Yeah. So I will take some more artful photos. Like I'll unscan them, pull off the stitch markers, and try to get some really good lighting photos of them for everybody on Instagram if I get a chance this week.
So
So
good.
I'm gonna do
Looks
that.
so good. Oh, I want to pet them.
I think someone's here.
Ooh, bark, bark, bark.
Dogs are going crazy. So that was my yarn on the go. That was my present when I got home.
That's fancy.
I came home with lots of yarn, and there was yarn waiting for me.
Oh, the puppies are so excited.
They are. The little one's answering the door, I think.
So I have some yarn on the go that is exciting.
Absolutely.
I had some time to knit at D&D this week, Dungeons and Dragons. We have a group that plays at work.
Okay.
And I don't really know what happened, but basically my team can take down a dragon. But if we have to make a charisma save, we're lost. So a lot of the time was spent we all know our characters pretty well now because most of us has been playing together since January. And it's now May. So we're pretty comfortable with our characters and each other. So we were actually full on role playing the chaos of the people that saved their charisma or failed their charisma checks were really into building this tower to get up to the sun for various reasons that made sense to the individual character, but they were all really into building this tower. And me, the bard, has an amazing charisma, so I passed the check no problem. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? This is stupid. Don't build a tower. And it somehow devolved into everybody chanting, build the tower, slap the sun! Build the tower, slap the sun!
Sure.
So, yeah. And I was knitting during all this, which is how it's related to knitting. But yeah, build the tower, slap the sun is what happened this Thursday. Also this Thursday, I started the craft club at work. And I taught somebody to knit. And I reminded somebody else how to knit. And I'm all very pleased with myself because everybody seems really into Craft Club. And we're even doing a custom fabric order from Spoonflower.
Yes, I
love
doing that.
Like all the company logo and like iconic stuff.
Good.
And we're all like crazy into that. Craft Club exploded. I started it on Monday and we already had plans for this custom fabric order and like all sorts of stuff before we even met for the first time on Thursday. So people are really into Craft Club and I'm really pleased with myself.
Which is good because the world needs more crafters.
Yes, I'm just gonna like pat myself on the back there.
That's
good job on Craft Club.
The world needs more crafters. Oh, I listened to the podcast that one of your coworkers does. It's a knitting podcast.
Friend of a coworker.
Friend of a coworker.
Yes, friend
she
of a
is
coworker.
Delightful.
That
we
was
need to meet her.
Yes. Imagined Landscapes. And through
it's
a quirk
an audio podcast. So.
Yes. And through a quirk of Instagram, I found out she lives in my building. Like really close to me too. That's not even like on the other side of the building, like really close to me.
It's hilarious.
Which I find absolutely hilarious.
So now that we've built a tower, slapped the sun, and started a craft club to take over the world, because that is clearly the plan.
Yes, obviously. That is my yarn on the go for the week. Thus far.
Totally fair. Shall we do the part that everyone's actually waiting for, the giveaways?
Yes, let's do the giveaways part.
I can just hear the internet going, "Give us our free yarn!"
We've made them wait half an hour. Let's give them their free yarn. So we took the posts from the Podcastiversary finished objects thread, and I used the Google I used the Google random number generator to pick 2 of you lovely people to get prizes.
So each prize winner gets one of the fancy shameless plug Northern Knits podcast mug.
Yes, the shameless plug Northern Knits podcast mug. Yep. That's a very nice mug.
Also get a skein of Noble Ruby Designs yarn, which was wonderfully donated to us.
Oh yes, what was the colorway of that one? It was a good name and I don't remember it.
Fancy Schmancy.
Fancy Schmancy, okay. So one of you will get the Fancy Schmancy.
Yeah, which is in what I'd say white to pink.
It's like white with Northern Knits podcast logo speckles.
Amazingly. That's actually the best way to describe that, because that's really what that is.
It's got the pinks and the purples.
You and I need to order a bunch of this to make stuff.
Yes, I agree.
Because that needs to happen. And then Cloud9 Fiberworks also donated a skein, so there's 2 prizes for this one. And this one is all of her stuff is named after cloud formations, which I find amazing.
Oh yeah, all her bases.
Yeah.
Which sometimes makes them a little hard to read. It's a cumulonimbus. Is that a thing?
This is Altocumulus sock base. So in Yarn Camp.
So this one is like a springy green and a sky blue and some like orangey browns.
Yeah, it's a very summer one. Like it's not spring, it's definitely summery rich kind of coloring.
It's summer camp colors.
It is summer, hence called Yarn Camp. So we've got 2 skeins. I've not designated a skein to either one of the winners. I will pick that randomly. Just like Diana picked the winners today randomly, so that'll work. So I will give the winners a message on Ravelry, and if Diana, I'm doing the names.
You are doing the names.
We randomly drew, and Cindy, my dear, you're getting a skein, which is amazing because she made a wonderful sweater.
Yes, the Antror sweater by Shannon Cook.
Yeah.
In this beautiful blue color with these fantastic buttons on the side. I really like those.
Mm-hmm.
So good job showing us both up, making a sweater while we're just over here with our shawls.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the bar's been set a little higher for next year for me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So awesome. Great job.
Second winner is, oh my gosh. Polkeki?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably Danish.
I'm really badly butchering it, but I know who you are, and you follow us on Instagram, and it's amazing, and we talk every once in a while on social media, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to message you and start with, I'm so sorry.
So that was post number 2 that made the Schwimmen hat, which is a lacy hat out of this... Oh, I looked up what the name was. I don't remember. But it was this gorgeous, like, dark blues and grays color that I absolutely love. So great job on the hat. I might need to make it now.
Yeah, that's the danger of these things. My favorites list continues to grow.
So good job, awesome job, everybody that participated, even like vicariously. So we're just really excited that we threw an idea on the internet and people other than us thought it was a good idea and did it and like posted pictures, and we're just so excited that other people thought this was a good idea.
What's my running jab? We have enough followers now they can't all be my grandmother.
Yes, this is very true.
My mom said she might even follow our Instagram feed.
That's exciting.
That's big. Guys, my mom follows 2 people on Instagram, me and my sister. That's it. She doesn't post. She doesn't Facebook. She texts. That's it. That's all. My grandmother Facebooks, texts, messengers. If we ever taught her Periscope, she'd probably do that.
That might be really entertaining, actually.
Kidding me, Grandma Joyce and Periscoping? I think it'd be great. So there are things that are just different for me. But yeah, no, we have enough followers now that my brain's like, nope, they can't all be family and friends. So that's frightening. So super kudos to everybody who participated, whether you entered or not. I participate in knit-alongs. I don't actually enter for prizes because I don't find that motivation for me. So if you played along, great. If you thought about it but didn't, also super cool. Like that's just wonderful that we were able to celebrate our first full year of podcasting. Will we do something equally as crazy next year? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's very conceivable we will, because I am that kind of crazy. So that's one of our knit-alongs done. Shall we segue into events and talk about our other knit-along that's currently ongoing?
Yeah.
My phone is lit up like a Christmas tree, guys. I'm sorry, I keep checking it.
All right, well, I will talk about our hashtag Year of the Sock, ?
God, you betcha.
Wherein you knit one pair of adult socks, whether they be ankle high or thigh high, every month. We are doing a terrible job of this. Good job to everybody else that is keeping up. And post your finished socks in the monthly finished object thread. I noticed today that we have a couple more posts in the April and May threads, so awesome. Keep up the good work. Yeah. The point of this knit-along was to learn how to knit socks, which is why Jocelyn keeps giving me heck for knitting the same socks over and over out of the same yarn, which is why I'm now doing a cut-in afterthought heel on these socks.
Jocelyn said, hey, I'm going to learn how to knit socks next year. Diana said, hey, I should expand my sock knitting skills. I went, that sounds great. I'm actually learning how to knit socks, you guys.
I have learned thus far that I don't like to make patterned socks. I like simple vanilla socks out of fancy yarn because they are good take on the go projects that I can just knit without thinking about and converse. Like I'm knitting right now while I'm doing this podcast and not even thinking about it. I can take these to meetings at work and nobody cares because I'm right there in the meeting and nobody cares that I'm knitting a sock.
Yeah, no.
I can't do that if it's a patterned sock.
Not always, no.
So that is what I have learned. I have learned what I like.
Woohoo!
And now I'm going to learn how to do a new heel, which actually might even make my working at socks at work even better because I don't have to care about how long I've made the foot. I can just make it until it looks long enough and finish it and add the heel after.
You betcha. Which is pretty awesome, actually.
I think I can't believe it didn't occur to me to try this before. So I'm excited about my new heel.
So am I. Alright. Yeah. We're not going to discuss how bad I've been at that knit-along. I've been great at other knit-alongs. I just finished the On the Lamb podcast as my sister cow, which is an Instagram hashtag of OTL sister cow, which is super easy to remember. That is the cardigan I just finished. So that closes up on the 15th of June. And it was to create a spring garment that you would wear. And I wear cocoon cardigans in the spring, so it made sense. Will I be wearing it today? Probably not. The ends still aren't woven in. But I'm going to aim to have that done by the end of the week. I'm so bad for weaving in ends.
Don't even ask me about the Rivers wrap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I gotta do that and get some photos done and post it to the Instagram page and hashtag properly for everybody. So that is officially done and off the books. I have not started the next sister shawl in the All in the Family knit along hosted by the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. out in Alberta. They're another Canadian podcast. If you guys aren't sensing a theme, just wait, keep going. The next sister shawl on the list to do is the Kussy shawl. The Katie shawl is now washed and blocked. Just needs to have its ends woven in, and I can take some photos and upload some stuff to Ravelry. The projects exist, they just don't always have photos for me.
I'm super excited to do a Katie shawl. That eyeball stitch looks so fun.
It is so fun.
I'm excited to pick a loud color and a muted color, and I'm excited to stash dive for that project. But not until this wedding shawl is done. I'm going to start like a trillion things after this wedding shawl. No, I'm not, because I have a trillion things to finish.
That's not your MO. That's my MO.
I'm going to finish a trillion things to get all my needles back.
That makes more sense.
I'm going to finish or frog everything to get my needles back.
Yeah. I would just buy more needles, but that's how I do things. So that's a year-long cal, so that one I don't have to start right away. I do have to finish in short order at the end of the month the Spring Garden Knit-Along that's being hosted by the Fiber Friends. Ends at the end of May, and I currently accidentally frogged my project, so I'm starting from scratch again. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you've proved you can do a shawl in a week.
Yeah, but I also have to do work knitting this week, so that'll be a thing. So that's going on to the end of May, and then I decided for fun, because I'm still sort of learning garment production, I'm going to sort of do the Choose Your Own Adventure Knit-Along with the Knitmore girls.
I keep meaning to look more at that. That looks really interesting.
Yeah, it's super fascinating. And the Grocery Girls Sweater Palooza, and work on garment construction over the summer. And work on learning different sweater techniques and get more comfortable with that, because I really enjoy the idea of making sweaters for myself. And I mean, I've got my Zadie sweater, which will just go into the Sweater Palooza when it's done. But I want to do the So Faded Pullover, which I'm going to do in my niece's size, which is a small, adult small. And then I really still enjoy it and want to make it again, I'll make it in my size. And I'm definitely not a small. Like my coffee, I am large, and I'm okay with that. It's the thing. So those are the ones I'm personally participating in. Together, we're both going to do Stash Dash this year. She says,
"Yep, that is the plan. I'm getting that shawl done. That shawl is going to be done because Stash Dash ends at the end of August, and my wedding is before the end of August, so that shawl is going to be done."
Yep. Oh well, yeah, absolutely. Starts on the 25th of May and it runs to the 27th of August. The Knit Girls just uploaded their yearly Stash Dash video for YouTube. So if you guys need a refresher on rules or don't know what it is, you can certainly go there. I'm thinking I might do a watch Jocelyn prep her Stash Dash video for everybody this week. If that gets done and uploaded, it will just show up in everyone's feed, because there won't be show notes for it, because it's not a regular podcast or anything. So that's the case for that.
Could also potentially do that as one of those Instagram stories, Instagram Live, Instagram.
I might actually just record it and then pop it up on YouTube.
That works too.
You can watch it at their leisure. Because sometimes I find with the Instagram stories, if you don't catch it quickly, you don't really know what's going on. But with YouTube, I can do a little descriptor for it for everybody, and then people can watch it when they've got a chance.
Okay.
Without having to feel rushed. Yeah. I love Instagram stories, and even I feel rushed with them sometimes, and I consume a lot of internet. So I think I might do that so everyone can just see just the level of organized crazy chaos this is going to be for me this year.
Sounds good.
I know in June I'm going to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival out in Carberry. Diana's got a wedding dress fitting.
Yep.
Super good reason not to be going to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival.
I want pictures, and I'm probably going to send you with money to get me stuff. So,
yes.
I will shop vicariously.
Absolutely. We will send you tons of photos, and we will help spend your money via distance. This is not a problem for us.
Excellent.
In the fall, for sure, we will be going to the Manitoba Fiber Festival in September.
Yep.
And then we are both off to Knit City the last weekend in September, first weekend of October, just before Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So that is how that works. Will there be more in between? Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
But that is it and all for us at the moment. It is an apology. I should have done this at the beginning, and I forgot, and I'm going to do it here at the end. last week's episode got cut short. Technology went a little sideways.
My computer was, you probably caught the dings on my audio of, hey, your hard drive space is getting really low. You should do something about that. And I didn't. And so the end of our file got corrupted. So it's totally my fault. I'm sorry about that. I'll pay more attention to those warnings now.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I didn't think it would be that serious either, so it wasn't just you. So if you made it all the way into the podcast, I'm sorry. Last week was a little truncated.
We'll do better. We're learning. We're totally professional. No, we're not professional.
Not even remotely.
Maybe in like 5 years we can say we're professional.
Something along those lines, yeah. So I think unless there's anything else, that wraps us up for the week.
Oh, I have review material for us next week.
I have review material for us as well, for I Bought Books. What am I looking at? Oh, the magazine showed up.
Yeah, the Interweave Knits summer magazine showed up.
Hello.
So
review that this weekend and drop it off at my house before the end of the weekend.
I will attempt to do so. I will take it out to the lake with me, and on our way back in, I can drop it off at your house.
I picked up a book called The Convertible Crochet.
Those are beautiful.
I haven't even had a chance to open this, and it's been in my hot little hands for over 2 weeks.
Okay, you definitely are going to be reviewing that one.
Yes, we are. So we've got lots of stuff on the plate, lots of stuff coming up, and Jocelyn keeps planning more because that's how I function. I am officially back home in the city, so Diana will get her present yarn as soon as we can actually physically meet up.
Yeah, that's gonna be tricky.
That's gonna be the more difficult composition for us, you guys. Probably next weekend, I suspect.
Next Sunday, for sure, we're seeing each other.
Yeah, that's totally a thing.
For a 6-year-old's birthday party and a dance class for a Regency era ball.
Dance class for me for sure. 6-year-old's birthday party if my partner's free and attending.
Fair. But dance class.
He'll find out what his work schedule is today, so he gets his weekly, so that's a thing.
Okay.
So we will definitely see each other Sunday, but we'll have to record Monday, I think.
That works, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be tired on Sunday. I have a work getaway next weekend.
It's true, you do. Yeah, because if we do it on Monday, you can come here and I can make dinner.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Then that way we don't have to try to make dinner and get set up for recording. It can all be ready to go and we can just scarf food and run.
Sounds good.
You get some behind the scenes this week. This
all right.
Stuff gets planned.
Let's bring it back and wrap this up, and then you need to run off and do your stuff.
I really do. Diana, do you want to let everybody know where they can find us on the internet?
You can find us as Northern Knits Podcast on Instagram and Facebook and Ravelry, where we have a lovely Ravelry group that everybody should come join. I noticed we have some new members. Welcome.
It's exciting.
We do have a What's in Your Cup thread. That is the welcome thread. If you would like to pop in there and introduce yourselves and tell us what you're drinking, feel free to do that. And if you don't want to do that, that is also okay.
Suggest stuff to us. We're always willing to go spend more money and buy drinks.
Also that, yes. Coffee, tea, kombucha. Basically anything.
Yeah. Not pomegranate juice. I keep trying it. I don't like it.
Oh, I like pomegranate juice. You can suggest pomegranate juice to me.
Keep trying. Can't get into it. All right. On the internet, we can also be found separate or individually. I'm most commonly found under Amber Dragon. Though, if we're honest, I do a lot of the social media for the Northern Knits podcast, so it's pretty easy to get hold of me that way. I'm most active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
I am on Instagram as Firewater and Fiber, Fiber, the American way, because I'm a bad Canadian. And I'm on Ravelry as Woolrat, wool-rat. I'm also on Twitter as Artemis_134, though I don't really talk about yarn stuff on there. But if you want tech and D&D, that is the place.
Betcha. Or me randomly texting you stuff about knitting.
Also that, yes.
Because I will tweet her knitting stuff.
I tend not to post about knitting stuff just because it doesn't come up in my Twitter spheres, but yeah.
I do. Comes up in mine. So, as Diana likes to say, she'll like, subscribe,
yes.
Share, like, and follow us. Give us a comment underneath about something you like. Suggestions for weird random yarn things I need to try. These are always good and acceptable. My cat's on the loose today. And then until next week, I'll say I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit.
Totally missed it.
It sounds good on my end, so I think we're okay.
All right.
I'm the recorder this week, so.
You are. All right. Let's wrap her up and move on. My ride has arrived. He's enjoying the sun while I finish up.
Okay.